this is a short mini tutorial on assisting you with your squat pose. This was requested by somebody, so you know you can always request a mini tutorial if there's something that you just have a question about in yoga. So we're going to look at the squat today. By the end of this video, you're probably not going to be any better at your squat. You're not suddenly going to be able to go deeply into a squat. This is more just to give you some advice on making it a little bit more easeful, and so when your instructor says, right, let's do some squats, you don't feel dread towards it. So we'll start off with the higher one first, and some people's knees just do not have the ability to bend this much, and you might find yourself sort of up here. Now this is absolutely fine, whether your feet are separated altogether. This is a good place to be. What I would say is probably it's more challenging, so you're using a lot more muscle to be here than you are to be down here. So if you're holding a posture for a long time in a class and the instructor's holding you for ages, then it's totally okay to put your hands down. And nobody should say anything to you negatively about you doing that. And you might want to just come in and out. So that higher position, there's no real way of making that easy. If you're coming into a lower squat and you've got that movement in the knees and you're able to bend, but you might find your heels come up off of the floor, this is, again, it could be from any number of reasons. It could be anything from your skeleton to tightnesses in certain areas of the body. If you find that this is uncomfortable and you have a hard time balancing, using the hands in front or behind can be a really good thing to do. Also, you could use equipment, so you could take a block under your buttocks, and that can make the position much more easeful and accessible. You could even use it to place underneath the heels to make your squat more accessible, particularly if you're in one of the ones where your legs are together. So there's those two options there. Another thing I see happening to people, this tends to be people that have a lot more mobility and they squat quite deeply, which is what I can do here. But what happens is their back tends to get quite rounded and their bum's all on the floor and they're all sort of like this. Whereas my advice would be, it's best to lose a bit of depth to gain a bit of elongation into the back. So I would always say, whatever squat height or position you're in, whether your legs are apart or whether your legs are together, try to have that length in the back rather than just trying to get your bottom onto the floor. It's not the be all and end all of the posture. I hope this explains things a little bit more for you. And if you have any questions, you can always comment or message me privately. Thank you. Namaste.